Hi everybody, we are in Weimar, Texas, and as you can see we are right at the railroad tracks. This is a very tiny town, but there's more to see than this vantage point. There's a town on both sides of the railroad tracks this time, unlike Schulenburg where everything's on one side. But to start off, let's go check out their train depot. And I suppose the train depot is now the public library. You know, that's actually a very good use of a building like that. If the depot is big enough, that is. Now you can see a beautiful caboose, Southern Pacific. And here is the depot building, which has been restored. And it's now a public library. It has all that depot style architecture with those, are they gables? You know, whatever's holding up the roof on that end. That's what I like, and these very, very tall roofs. I love it. Another little vestige of the railroad. And we have right here a Betty's Interiors, and then a nice old Masonic Lodge building, Lodge 423. And it says, "There are no strangers here, only friends you have yet to meet." Okay, I like that. There are no strangers here, only friends you have yet to meet. That's some words to live by. And then you got the Boys and Girls Club right there. Okay. Let's cross the railroad track and look at the other side. This has the bulk of the old buildings, you know, the stuff that I like. I probably should have started off on this side, but I'm not going to miss out on recording a train depot. And here's a depot from this vantage point. Actually, it's a better vantage point. It gives you a better view of those beautiful windows and redone doors, roof. Very nice. Okay. And we're at the post office. Right there. As you can see, they have several intact old buildings. You have their antique store, Antique Zone Main. Probably not closed. All these towns, the stores are closed on Mondays, which makes sense because they usually work on Saturdays. So it kind of bounces out. So yeah, they're not open. And you got Garnica's Boot and Shoe Shop. So they are open. So get your boots and shoes here. And on the corner, we have the Heritage Society Museum of Weimar, which appears to be an old bank building. Those bank buildings all have that same vibe. And let's see, is there anything else down here to look at? Yeah, let's take a look. Well, down this way we got another antique store. It's not open though. It was in a barber shop. A little closer look at these buildings. None of these buildings are super old, but they are being used, which is great. As we know what unused buildings look like. They have the roofs caved in and they just get taken over by the brush. So Weimar is doing it right by using most of these buildings, and which keeps this city center alive. Our precinct building is right here in this old building. Here's the no, is that an antique store? Yeah, I'm not sure. It's just a junk shop, I guess. All right, everybody. Oh, I was about to conclude the video, but something interesting to look at over here. That old building right there. Look down that way, there's a nice old church. All right, everybody, this has been Weimar, Texas. Thanks for coming along with me to check out this little tiny town. It's has a good amount of stuff to see, so I recommend y'all come visit. And remember, you're all dearly loved. There's the post office, 78962. All right, Weimar, Texas. Well, there's a little bit more to this town than I anticipated. If you go another block, there's another row of interesting buildings. So here's Weimar Part 2, although this is all going to be in the same video. So let's take a look at these buildings. You got the Gate of Triumph Church next to the antique store. And this is very nice. It's called the Palace Theater. It has been fully renovated. It has beautiful stained glass on the front. I wonder if that's original to the building or that was put in later, but it's gorgeous. And it looks like it's a work in progress, but it has all the little hallmarks of a theater. You got the little ticket booth right there on the left. Man, I always get excited when I see stuff like that. Good job, Weimar. And you have the Heritage Society Museum of Weimar right next to it. I think that's part of that renovation. You got Edward Jones. Got the Bivens Family Insurance. You got the Weimar Nails. You know, people in these smaller towns, they take their nails very serious. Susie's Bakery. And we have the Weimar Antique Mall right there on the corner. Everything under the sun, almost. You got the hardware store right over there across the street called MG. That's where you get your feed and your chainsaws and all that. And you got right here is Deals Mercantile. It's probably an antique store. And we have another antique store right here called Gathered Goods. And right here is Casper's Meat Market, since 1917, home of Weimar sausage. Somehow I think that this might be a place that people travel to. It might be some good sausage. And we have the Texas Wise Insurance Services and Letitia's Mexican restaurant. And that's about it. You get the Mexican restaurant on the corner. Rodeo Restaurant. Okay. All right, everybody, that is Weimar, Texas. And thank you for coming along with me, and I'll see you in the next video. And remember, you're all dearly loved. I'd go into Casper's right now, but I already ate. Dang it. I need to research these towns better. See you, everybody.